What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's trade recap of the day. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Me going over today's price action. The one trade I am taking today, I did lose $15,000 on the day, so we're going to get into that. This is the first trade of the month. Also did not trade, obviously, last week. I was traveling. I was also in the New York Stock Exchange on Friday, so was not able to place a trade in there. That would have been insider trading. And then what else? Like Wednesday, did not trade. Tuesday, Monday, there was just no setups presenting itself at like the start of the week. But yeah, Thursday and Friday I was traveling, so I wasn't even really looking at the charts on those days. But let's get into today. Today was, we're back. Obviously not back with a bang, back with an L, which is unfortunate. But yeah, let's first show you guys the P&L. Down this much on my accounts. And let's get into it. All right, so coming into the day, I did have a bearish bias. Reasoning for that was because if we just look on the higher time frame here, like the 9:30 open, before 9:30 even opened, we have these pretty much relative equal lows here, right? And then we also have this new day opening gap I want to get filled completely, right? If you guys just see from like my other trade recaps when I took, I remember a long, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, off of this new day opening gap fill that happened, can't remember like the exact time or day. But anyways, we had a new day opening gap. We got it filled. So that was in one of the trade recaps. But you guys know that I like to see the whole gap get filled before price goes higher or even lower, right? So it's like a mutual agreement upon buyers and sellers that we should fill this gap, which is why I really like shorts today. And I was coming into the day here, and I was basically just waiting for my shorts, right? I didn't want to get caught up in this 9:30 manipulation higher. I didn't really love longs, being we left this low. There was no SMT at that low either. So we just ended up displacing higher at open. Okay. And then from here, we did have this 15-minute bearish rally gap that was, in this premium price range. It was really nice. So I wanted to see that get hit. This is also, in that higher time frame, 4-hour bearish rally gap, right? We did get a lot of displacement from Monday. So I want to see that continuation happen, right? So coming into this trade, we end up having, again, this run higher. And then we left pretty much equal highs. Was not trying to short this, right? Because we basically just had equal highs at that unfilled gap. This was a potential long. I know people are probably going to ask me about this. Did I love longs? No. One, because I was bearish. And two, because we then formed a bearish SMT here. And so I was not looking too long against that SMT. But then we got a nice sweep. And then we got a really, really nice reaction off this sweep. We ended up trading into EQ of this wick right here. We hit this 50% on the second candle, and then we started trading lower, getting displacement lower. I know I'm probably also going to get the question about like the 30-second. To me, this wasn't obvious enough to take. I did want to see a little bit more structure formed, so I did want to wait for this main, this is like to me the main gap here, that if this were to flip in this range, this would make sense then for price to go lower, right? It's resting at around EQ. We're disrespecting the gap at EQ, so it would make sense for this to then go to here. Now, in terms of lower time frame targets, this is a mech model. So if you guys haven't seen the model video that I posted pretty recently on YouTube, go check that out. But it basically goes over the mech model like this, and we have an unfilled gap right here, right? This is your unfilled 15-minute gap. We ended up trading into your higher time frame key level, right? And then we have an inversion for value gap on the highest time frame of this leg right here. So this is where I entered shorts, not here. I waited for a pullback because I wanted to get a little bit of a better fill. And then I got filled right there. And then it ended up stopping me out, right? So stopping me out, and I know I'm going to get the question, why you should have put your stop loss at the swing high? And I personally don't want to risk this much. I don't want to have a negative risk to reward. I don't trade with negative risk to reward. So I, put my stop loss also in places where I just expect the trade to be invalidated once it hits that point. And to me, I did not care to see this wick get revisited because it already got visited from this 0.5% of the range. I don't think that's the reason the trade idea failed necessarily. I just think this trade was not the best. I don't really love entries like this, to be honest, because this does happen where your stop loss has to be fat, where it's a gap that's already traded, traded through. Then we get this move. It's usually going to be a pretty fat stop loss, and I did journal this. So we'll see. I mean, this is not like an A+ setup, I would say, but I really like the draw, and I did really like my lower targets and my overall bias. So I liked this at minimum to go to here. Even if we're gonna be bullish, even if we're gonna be bearish, like this is still like a low that should get visited. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not really. Oh, sorry. Anyways, but that's pretty much it. We ended up trading back up. We ended up stopping me out. And then from here, we did end up trading, and we did hit this unfilled 15-minute gap. Not much I can do there. Obviously, you know, there was that re-entry. We did form another sweep of this high, right? Reason, like, I'm probably going to question, like, why did you not take this? And, like, why didn't you wait for a resweep? Because we already had the resweep, right? We already had this move. I expected this high here to be protected. I didn't want to see it get revisited, but you know, sometimes we do that, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, just an unfortunate stop loss, and an unfortunate trade that there was a really nice re-entry here on the 2-minute after we ended up sweeping out this high for a third time. We got an SMT here, but of course, this is not something I can, you know, predict. We were already inside of our key level, and I just needed to, you know, take the setup. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really want to re-enter this, even though it looked really good. At this point, I didn't really love this price action. But overall, you know, volume was dying out. I definitely could have saved myself from a loss here by just not trading within this range, which is something I need to work on for sure. And that's definitely need to start filtering out losses like that. And then also try not to short like these already mitigated gaps. Those are like the two things I think I did wrong. And this is what you got to do, guys. You got to be journaling the things that you do right, things that you did wrong. I think I did have, you know, overall good narrative and good idea, just like my overall entry model. And I definitely could have waited for more confirmation, just been a more patient trader, even though I've been super, super patient the past like 2 weeks, man. I've been barely trading, and it's been paying off, been winning a lot, not a lot, but the past like, I think I was like 3 or 4 trades, but yeah, unfortunately did come down to a loss today. And yeah, unfortunate, but that's pretty much it. Not going to hold you guys here much longer. In terms of, there is a sick ass Tradeify World Cup thing happening right now, guys. Please enter with code PB. To join the PB team, and the winners will get flown out to Miami with me, with Patty. You guys can meet us, and it's gonna be insane. So if we win this cup, guys, we will be selling hard. All right, we will be rallying. So definitely make sure to sign up with that Tradeify World Cup. It's insane. And then also partner with Apex right now, also with My Funded Futures, or not My Funded Futures now, sorry, Tradeify. And what else? That's pretty much it. But codes for everything, link in the description. Of course, Trade Syncer. That's what I use to copy trade everything. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, you guys also, please, if you're struggling with your psychology, watch that video that I just uploaded recently, going over my psychology and like how I was able to pretty much fix it and take trades pretty much being emotionless. I know a lot of you guys, you know, if you've been struggling with last month's price action, you're struggling with your psychology right now, definitely I suggest watching that video, because those are everything that I've implemented that's helped me fix my psychology. So definitely go check that out. This week's upload on Sunday will probably be, I can't remember. What is it? I can't remember, but yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys later. Maybe tomorrow, if I do take a trade, I will let you guys know. If not, I'll post on the Instagram story, no trades or break even day, whatever it is. But I'll see you guys then. Peace out.